In the last 3 years, I've produced over 1,000 podcasts for businesses just like yours, and here's what I've learned. The number one thing I've walked away with, especially when it relates to businesses, is not about how many views you're getting, but it's more important about who is actually seeing it. We've seen it firsthand that businesses will come in and they won't get tons of views on their podcast, but they will get a couple of very specific views from key people in their industry or people that potentially wanted to work with them. The reality is you're not going to be the next Joe Rogan, but you could be the next Joe Rogan of your industry, of your niche, or whatever you're talking about. And here's the second thing I've learned. A lot of businesses use their podcast platform as a tool for networking. People are sick and tired of meeting up or taking hour-long phone calls with random people of the internet, but if there's someone that you wanted to reach out to and thought could be a good prospect, potential partner for your business or whatever, it's much likelier that they'll come on your show from a podcasting perspective, opposed to just meeting up with you for coffee or doing a one-on-one call that they're not really going to be getting a whole lot out of. The podcast itself is a great opportunity for in-person networking with them. It builds that relationship, but it also is a great way for you to offer them content from your show, kind of in compensation for them showing up. Now, if you can, I always recommend that you do a podcast in person. People are a little exhausted on doing virtual stuff ever since the pandemic. So if you can get them to a studio or to your own office, I would really recommend that. And number three, it's really an easy way to get a lot of content. Let me explain. Typically, content requires a decent amount of pre-production. And now while there is still some related to podcasts, there's not nearly as much as there are for coming up with videos maybe like this or having scripts or anything like that. All you really need to do is find a good guest. You should already have the backing of what your show's about and the infrastructure set in place, that all you really need to do is show up, ask some good questions, and get a good hour and a half long conversation out of it. Then, once you have that conversation recorded, I highly encourage you to take that and chop up the good moments to reuse for social media clips. Everyone is interested in promoting their personal brand these days, and so it's, again, a great opportunity for you to offer those clips to your guest as compensation for being on the show. And you never know what their audience will think of those clips as well, hopefully transferring some of them to your show. So if this sounds like something you'd like to tackle in 2025 for your business, I highly encourage you to reach out to me at Chicago Podcast Studio. We have a studio set up for this type of work, and we really make the process extremely easy.